This will be fun. All right.
Yeah,
Hey, we are live. Believe it or not. I was
yeah.
episode number 94 of Mirrorless Minutes. And boy, was that a fun way around things. So tonight you don't see Jamie here. Jamie's out on assignment with his normal day job. And so we wanted to bring you a special guest tonight. And we've got you know, I got to say, I've never done this without having some pre-call. We went right straight to live. You go by Mick? Is it?
Yes, yes, that's right. Hell, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah,
you good.
yeah, yeah. Hey guys. Yeah, hey, my name is Mick. I'm with 360 Rumors. Yeah, we had a little
And
bit of technical difficulty.
yeah, we are.
That's
Believe me, yeah, we haven't been drinking or anything like that. We've, you know, Mick's texted me going, "I'm parking the car. I'm parking the car." So,
yeah,
hey, it's going to be a great show. This is the kind of stuff that we do. This
yeah,
is how it works sometimes with
yeah.
Mirrorless,
So now you know it's really live.
and it absolutely is live. There's nothing fake on this one. So, anyways, so our special guest Mick Ty, creator,
Yeah.
founder of 360 Rumors. And
Uh-huh. Hey
in
guys.
my mind, one of the top authorities really in the world, I'm going to say it, on 360 photography. And and
You mean I'm not the top one?
well,
Just
I
one of
was,
the not. I'm
yeah,
just
I
kidding.
give you, you go back and forth,
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's
Just
just say
kidding.
the top for certainly, in my books. Let's put it that way
No,
for Mirrorless
no.
Minutes viewers. So we're real excited. So Mick, tell us a little bit about you, and then I've got
Sure.
some questions here that we didn't get to go over, and they're real intense. But don't worry, no, I'm just kidding.
You're
And
gonna grill me. Like,
yeah,
what's your social security number?
right, yeah, we
So
already got
yeah.
that. Don't worry.
Yeah, all right, guys. So first of all, thanks for having me, Mike. I'm really honored to be a guest on your show. And hello to the Mirrorless Minutes viewers. So I was let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. I started photography back in '07, and I've been shooting continuously since then. And then I did have several cameras, including Olympus. I had the EM5 at one
All
point,
right.
and then I still have the EM10, the small point and shoot
Mm-hmm.
one. Yeah, and they had like a bunch of others, like
Yes, they do.
Nikon,
Mhm.
Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, like pretty much everything. So, well, in 2015, um, I tried the Ricoh Theta. So the Ricoh Theta, for those of you who are new to it, is it's a 360 camera. So it looks like I don't know. It looks like that gadget they had from Independence Day. Was it Independence Day? I don't even remember which movie, but it
Men
basically
in
looks like a
Black.
little bar. Oh, Men in Black. I'm sorry, wrong
Yeah.
movie.
Here,
So it
I'm
looks like
getting
a
it
little.
for you.
There you go.
All
That's what
right.
it looks like.
All right.
Yeah. So it's a 360 camera, and I thought it might be a good way to take photos of like my family and just casual situations. So just like any other lens, when I get a new lens, I like to shoot with it exclusively for like a month or two to really understand how to see things from the perspective of that particular kind of lens. And so I did that with the Theta, and so 1 month, 2 months. After 2 months, I still had not fully exhausted all the artistic possibilities with it, and so I was just like I was just blown away. And so at that time, I was running an okay sized blog about cameras, but and I had lots and lots of cameras, but I sold them all to focus exclusively on 360.
Wow,
And so that's
that's a big jump, and I bet you some of our viewers are
mm,
saying, "Really? You sold all your cameras?"
yeah. Yeah, seriously, I had like about 2 dozen DSLRs ranging from the smallest one I had was like the Nikon D70.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not small, but you know, I mean, the
Yeah.
oldest one, and then I had them all the way to the D610,
Mm-hmm.
and I had every like almost all of them, and I mean, and I sold them all. The old actually, I still have a few right now. I have the Sony A6000.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Samsung NX500. And I had the Fuji S5 with me. The only reason they're with me is because I haven't tried too hard to sell them. But I
Mm-hmm.
honestly I haven't been shooting with them all that much.
What do
Um,
you and I know we'll get
yeah,
into this and I don't want to
yeah,
interrupt you because again,
sure.
normally we'd have a little setup for this, but this is fun. So what
Uh-huh.
like so your tutorials and that when you're shooting is that
Sure.
all recorded on the 360 cameras?
Oh no. I do have a Panasonic.
Okay.
What is this? The FZ1000, the
Okay.
bridge camera, and that's
Yeah.
what I use most of the time. I mean,
Do you?
occasionally I'll use the NX500
Hmm.
to shoot, but yeah, that's what I use to shoot.
Oh, okay.
But
So
so
yeah.
other than for like doing videos,
Right.
like for my YouTube channel,
Hmm.
everything else I shoot in 360.
Right. Wow. Wow. So that's so when I'm sure people are saying, well, because I've noticed from some of your stuff, you've got a young couple kids, young kids. Am I right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
got
so you're not,
a 7 year old and
yeah.
10 year old. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see you're having lots of fun. Those pictures are always fun when you go to carnivals and stuff like that. You know, I think those
Sure.
are blast.
Yeah.
So your photo album for your
Uh-huh.
family is in 360 almost.
Yeah, yeah. Most of them, almost all of the shots that they have are in 360. I mean, there'll be like Christmas cards, for example. Well, I'll
Mhm.
shoot those with a, normal
Right.
like a DSLR or something. But almost everything else, I use a 360, and over the last year or so, I would
Mhm.
say I haven't missed like shooting with the regular interchangeable lens camera anymore. Right?
Wow,
Just because
that's big.
the image quality has reached that point where I
Yeah.
think they can do a decent job.
Well,
Yeah,
and they're definitely mirrorless, so they qualify for our
that's true.
program. They're
Yeah,
100% mirrorless. I know that for a
definitely.
fact,
But
you know.
yeah,
So
I mean, I don't want to scare your viewers
no,
or anything.
no,
I'm
I
not
don't.
telling you guys to
No,
like sell
I
everything.
think I do.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know. I think
Yeah.
I do enough of that because I like it so much. So I get all kinds of different comments like, what is wrong with you? You know. Um, so in fact, I was
Uh-huh.
out this weekend. We were shooting with a real good friend of mine, and we're
Hmm.
shooting around on a campus of a university here in the city of Detroit, and you
Hmm.
know, I shoot a few pictures, then I pull out my 360. I've got up my Insta1. He's going, "What is wrong with you? You're like a little kid with that thing." Because you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You're sticking it in
Uh-huh.
flowers, and I said,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
it's a different world. And it's
Yeah.
hard to understand till you pick it up. I mean, literally, I
Yeah.
think it's been less than a year, but
Uh-huh.
I know I definitely not competing with you on a number of cameras. But if you ask my wife, she would say that. But I think I have four 360s right now. Doesn't rank
Uh-huh.
up there with your 25 or 30, but just you start doing them for different things. Just
Uh-huh.
really no different than what I do with my normal camera equipment. I mean, you've got different
Yeah.
tools for different type of subjects and different type of objects that you're shooting. So
Yeah.
what
That's right.
do you
That's
think
right.
led
Yeah.
you what led you to 360? I mean, just from picking up
Hmm.
that Theta and just trying it, and were you looking for
Yeah.
some new
Well,
creative path or?
yeah, because I mean, for me, the more I guess like around after around 5 7 years of shooting,
Right.
I started becoming more interested in ultra wides and
Mm-hmm.
fisheyes.
Yep.
I find them more challenging than shooting, let's say, with telephoto. And the other thing is that my blog at that time was about casual photography. It was
Okay.
called Better Family Photos,
Mm-hmm.
and so I thought of the Theta as like, oh, hey, like well, wouldn't that be cool? Like if you could take everything, then capture everything, and that sounds like the ideal camera for that kind of situation.
Right.
So that's what led me to the Theta, yeah,
Hmm.
and to experiment with it. I just what I did not expect was like how versatile it was. That you could like there's so many looks that you can get, and it
Right.
was just shocking to me. Like what? Like
Yeah.
I
Well,
just had no idea.
I don't know if you feel like this, but I have a
Uh
real
huh.
hard time after if I go on a shoot, I'll have a bunch of pictures loaded into Lightroom and
Yeah.
do my normal processing. When I look at 360s, I
Hmm.
can never get rid of them because I always know I could
What do
try
you
to get
mean?
a different look out of it. Like I could get one whether it's a
Uh
tiny planet, or then I could do another one a totally different
huh.
way and inverse it, inverse of
Uh
that.
huh.
I
Uh huh.
I never delete anything because I
Uh
always
huh.
something in them. It's a different feeling with the 360 photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Definitely. Yeah.
so
But
how
I
go
think
ahead.
they. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no. So I was going to ask you. We talked about how many cameras you might have. I so you got to tell us like what do you have today? Like how many do you have?
Right now,
Yeah.
I would say like around 40 something, but that includes like panel heads. Like,
Okay.
so for example, I have a Nodal Ninja. I
Hmm.
have like some, generic brand one, so I'll count that. Or for example, I have three different fisheyes that I use for panoramic shots, so I,
Right.
I would count that, and like, or that's my way of
Hmm.
artificially boosting my number.
Okay.
But like in terms of the actual like all-in-one 360 camera, right, yeah, it would be around 30 or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was laughing about what you said about the fisheye though, because I've
Uh-huh.
always loved that fisheye. I shoot a lot of street photography. That's mainly what I shoot,
Uh-huh.
and I like really getting up close to people's faces and really get a
Exactly.
different perspective. So I'm wondering
Uh-huh.
maybe if you think the fisheye is like the gateway drug to 360,
you,
you
you
know?
know, I think anyone, I think anyone who loves fisheye or ultra
Right.
wide will definitely love
Hmm.
360
Yeah.
because the techniques, like you said, like getting up
Hmm.
close, they're
Right.
equally applicable.
Right.
But it's just that the result is just like uh, a little bit different,
Hmm.
but the technique is very similar. But even if you don't, even for people who don't like ultra wides or fish eyes, I think I think 360 actually has more appeal for them because
Right.
like I mean, you could get like. I mean, when you shoot with 360 and you view it in a VR headset,
Hmm.
it doesn't look like fisheye. It looks like a
No.
normal view. Yeah, normal perspective.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so I see Ben Claremont looks like he's on. I see him in the in the chat. He's
Oh,
saying,
he's
"Hey,
there. Okay.
yeah, what's
Hey
your
guys.
favorite? What's your favorite 360 camera right now?" And that's good. That's a good question because I have that
Uh-huh.
thing. Yeah, and I'm wearing his hat there. I said I got
That's
to find
true too.
something 360 to wear. But yeah. So what are you shooting? What is your favorite camera right now? I
Well,
know I have a certain one, but let's hear yours.
yeah, yeah. For videos, no question, my favorite right now is the Fusion.
Okay.
I'm finding it hard to like shoot with other cameras because I have to shoot with other cameras
Right.
to be able to compare them. But
Hmm.
most of the time, if I had my choice, I would turn to the Fusion. Now, for photos, though, I still like the Xiaomi Mi Xiaomi Sphere.
Hmm.
And Ben and I have this little debate going on because he favors the Theta and I
Uh-huh.
favor the Xiaomi. And he keeps saying like, well, the out of the camera it looks better because it has built-in HDR.
Right.
And then I say, yeah, but you can bracket it. So we have that little
Hmm.
debate going on. But both of them are good cameras
Well,
for photo.
that's funny because then I have both of you to blame because I have both of those cameras for that.
You
But
have both. Okay, which one do you like
but right
for
now
photos?
I'm yeah, for photos I still think that the Xiaomi actually is the one I go for.
Uh-huh.
But all around lately I've been using the Insta 360 One. has been.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
I've
Uh-huh.
really it's I'll tell you what, that stabilization and the updates, that the firmware updates, they've knocked it out of
Yeah,
the park in my mind. Now the Fusion, here's the crazy thing
yeah.
on the Fusion, that GoPro, I had that. I bought it.
Oh, you
I
had it.
Yeah, I tried it for a little bit. I got so
Mm-hmm.
frustrated with the post processing. The way to post process just seemed crazy to me.
Uh-huh.
It was right in the
Okay.
beginning. They didn't have any of their apps out or anything. So do they have
Mm,
that
yeah.
capture thing now, or whatever it's called? Free
Yeah, they,
capture
they have the overcapture.
or
They
over
have the
capture?
overcapture. They call it overcapture, and both their iOS and Android app
Okay.
on their phone have it. But I don't really rely on their phone app at all.
No.
I
Oh,
hardly
really?
rely on it. Yeah, if I want to do overcapture style, I actually do it on my desktop. I
Mm-hmm.
use like in Adobe, there's a free plugin that you can
Right.
get,
Right.
and I use that, the GoPro VR reframe, and also ironically, you can use
I
Insta360's
know.
own software.
I know.
And I love it for that purpose. I don't know why they're letting everyone use it, but okay, hey man, if they
I
don't have a problem, I don't have a problem.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
See, works real well. But all right. So let's go. Let's talk a little bit about the site though,
sure,
and I'm going to share, and I'm just going to run through some of these pictures. And what I did is I put them in
sure,
two different folders, um,
sure.
so we can get. Let's go to the one that had more about the site, and just talk maybe about 360 rumors, and I'll like flip through these. I've got that, and I've got can you
Okay.
see the screen now?
No, I see it blank.
Oh,
I
do
see it's
you?
all black right now.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
All right, it's even gonna be harder.
Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll look on my laptop.
Oh,
I'll look
yeah.
at the stream on my laptop. Maybe I'll see it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, because a while ago, for the first, like the initial view that you showed me, I could see it. I could see the
Oh,
thumbnails, but I
yeah.
don't know. Did you maximize it or something?
No,
Because
no,
now I can't see it.
just clicking through them right
Yeah, I
now.
don't. Yeah, it's all black right
Okay,
now.
well,
But
just you
let
know
me.
what? As you
Let,
talk about it,
mhm.
I'll go through them. That
Yeah. All right.
and so
So
right now I've got the one up that's just got the 360 rumors, and it's a shot. Boy, I don't even know what the shot's from, but it's a sharp shot.
oh,
Um,
that one, it's like a tiny planet, right?
yep. Tiny
Yeah,
planet
so
looks
that
like
one, yeah,
mhm.
yeah, the one was actually shot with the Theta
Okay.
a while back before I had the Xiaomi, so that's why I
Mhm.
shot it with the Theta.
Mhm.
But wait, hang on, let me jump to the stream.
Okay. Yeah, take your
Uh-huh.
time now. Heck, we're on live, so I'm just happy that we got together on live at this point, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you for making you nervous. Like, so I see my face on the stream, but I don't see the photos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So we're just continuing to have more crazy issues because I got this thing sharing. So
That's
all right,
all right.
all right. So let's try this. I wonder if it is because it's on me. I'm gonna try one more time. You tell me if you see anything. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's share.
Okay,
I
I see on the screen. Yeah, I see the screen now. I see your thumbnails. I
Okay.
see whatever you're doing, it's working.
Okay. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it now on the stream too. Great,
hmm
perfect.
Great. All right.
Yeah,
So go ahead. I'll let you talk through some of this. This
yeah.
this
So
is
this
just
is a
about
shot.
360 rumors.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just let's talk about 360 rumors, how it came about, and
Mm.
how long that's been going and that.
Yeah, so I've always been a fan of DP Review, and I also love Petapixel. And I do read some of those rumor sites too. And those were my inspiration because I was interested in 360, and I was telling the Petapixel editors, I was just like sending messages, say, hey, I saw this news about this 360 camera. Would you like to write an article about it or post about it? But they've never showed any interest. And in DP Review, a lot of the people there, at the time I began, were very skeptical about 360. So I
Mhm.
thought, well, if no one's doing it there, I might as well just do it myself. And even now, until now, like they haven't actually done a full review of like a 360 camera.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So well, as long as they're not doing their job, it leaves me the
Yeah.
opportunity to do to do
Well, and
reviews.
you're familiar with Mike James and the Petapixel podcast, like Sharky
Yes,
James. I know
I don't listen to their podcast, but yes.
yeah, he talks a lot about the Insta360 One when it first
Uh-huh.
came out and that. So he's a bit into it off to the side, I think. Uh,
Yes, yes. He's the only one in their staff who's like really into it.
right, right. Because I know him and I have
Yeah.
a lot of talks. So did you see this? I just
Mm.
switched the picture.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay. So what
So
is
this
so
is
what is
like, go ahead.
no, I just want to say where do you see this or what's happening here?
So this one is a thumbnail from a video that I made about the Fusion. It's from my Fusion review. And what I wanted to show in that video is that the Fusion is not just for 360 photos or videos, that it's actually, even if you don't care at all about 360, the Fusion can do so much for for action photography and videography. So here, for example, I had the Fusion attached on some kind of extension arm that was attached to my chesty, the chest harness,
Mhm.
and because I had it set up that way, I could shoot a selfie video while also shooting a POV video at the same time. So that's one of those things that you can't do with any other kind of camera.
Right. Yeah, and
Right.
I agree. I mean, that is the
Uh-huh.
key piece. And here's I'm gonna go to the next one. This is one that
Sure.
that I liked a lot that you did. And this
Uh-huh.
talks a lot about the thing. In fact, my remote control car, I did some stuff with my remote control
Oh.
car after I saw yours.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a
And
great
I
the one
almost
with
smashed it.
the RC truck.
Yeah, I almost smashed it because I was chasing my dog around. Not nice for a dog, but yeah. So explain to somebody like especially this illustrates a lot of what you do,
Yes.
and we'll have links in
Yeah.
the show
So,
notes. Go ahead and all your
uh-huh.
tutorial.
Yeah. So this is like a video I did about the Insta360 One, the camera that Mike was just talking
Mhm.
about. And the thing about 360 cameras is that they have electronic stabilization, just like many other conventional cameras. But with 360, the stabilization is just like really out of this world, and it's potentially unlimited. So to put this to the test, I actually attached the Insta360 One to the wheel of my car, and to see like, well, how what would happen, and believe it or not, it was actually able to keep the video stable, at least up to around 30 mph, which I calculated to be around 400 rpm. So I mean, that's
I know.
just crazy, like when you think about it.
Right.
Yeah, I did other things too, like I attached it to like a stick, like the what you see there in that upper right corner, and I was like flailing it around, and it was still stable. It was still level.
Hmm.
And then like you mentioned, there was this thing where I attached it to an RC car, and it looks just insanely stable. To someone who's never shot with a 360 camera before, I mean, if you see these tests, I think if you didn't care about anything about 360 at all you cared about is just stabilization, that by itself is already enough reason to consider shooting with it.
Well, and I think that's a great point too, because and this camera we're talking about, that Insta360 One, what does that
Mhm.
go for right now? I mean, it's a great
Like,
tool to have in your
yeah,
kit.
yeah, it's $300.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
very
it's
inexpensive.
$300 for a camera. It's if you put it in your your kit that
Mhm.
you carry around, and it doesn't add space. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Simple
It's like the
to
size of a Twinkie.
right, and most people, I think I get a lot of comments that you talked about is the little blinky thing like from the Men in Black. They think you're erasing their
Right.
memory, but
Yeah, yeah. We got Ben to thank for that
right.
meme.
But now, so do you see this one? So tell me about
Yes.
this.
So this one, I just took this screenshot of like this email I got from Google Street View, and I got like basically around 2.5 million hits so far on my Street View photos. But what I wanted to emphasize was that I've only submitted 63 photos. That's all.
Hmm.
And with 63 photos, I got 2.5 million hits. And the point of this is that there's actually a lot of demand for from consumers to see 360 photos. And they want to see 360 photos, especially for businesses and locations. So if you've uploaded to, I don't know, Facebook or Flickr, or I don't know where people share their photos
Hmm.
these days. Like, I mean, I don't know how many hits you would normally get,
Hmm.
but I'm just saying that if you want people to see more of your work, one
Hmm.
way to do that is to shoot in 360, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's like you'll get a lot of hits
Yeah.
for
I
photos and
agree.
videos.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a real demand
Hmm.
for it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna since I have did you see the switch out now to like the carnival? Can you
No, I see a black screen.
oh you see a black screen now? So I must have to stop this. I'm gonna stop for a second and then
Okay.
I am going to okay, you see me back now?
Yep, I
Uh,
do.
okay, so now I want to share those other ones that you sent me, and
Sure.
these are more tiny planets or actual pictures. I'll let you talk through them,
Hmm.
just and then maybe one or two more questions. We'll wrap it
Sure.
up because we're about a half hour show. So, but
Okay.
hey, tonight's a special night because we got on live. That's all I cared about.
And
let's
I
let's
delayed the show by 6 minutes.
let's uh let's see what we've got here. Can you see that?
Okay. Yes. So this is a shot they took in Santa Monica. So it's a like basically a rabbit hole shot. So
Mhm.
um, I guess what I wanted to show with this is that even like a place like this isn't a huge park. It's just a very small theme park or amusement park, and you could still get photos that look out of this world. And so and I wasn't. It didn't take too much time to take the photo. It's just something that you can just take casually, but it will still look, pretty good, I
Right.
think.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll go to this one. This one, I love this one here. You see-
Yeah, so this is like one of those, seemingly impossible shots that you can
Mhm.
get with a 360 photo, like or 360 camera, like like someone firing my daughter firing shooting a water gun at me from, kind of like across the world or something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so just
exactly.
like one of those fun shots that you can do with a 360 camera.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What do your kids think about it? Your young kids, do they really like it?
Yeah, they like it,
Uh,
especially when I show them on a VR headset.
oh yeah.
They find it fun. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I could imagine that. I can imagine that. This one I really appreciate. It's like a good street photo, you know.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so this is from my kid's school actually.
Hmm.
So I just placed the 360 camera in the middle of that circle, and it
Hmm.
resulted in this shot. And I mean, if you've turn it to a rabbit hole, then you can get this kind of like a nautilus-like shape. And
Right.
I guess the point that I was trying to show with this is that even ordinary-looking objects can look
Hmm.
extraordinary in 360.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, right.
All right, and this one's crazy. What is this?
Yeah, this is from if for anyone's been to the Bellagio,
Yeah.
you might recognize these
Mhm.
flowers from that ceiling,
Okay.
and you know, like taken a photo of that ceiling. You know,
Sure.
there's like thousands and thousands of photos of that ceiling. But with the 360 camera, you can show it in a totally new way.
Hmm.
You know, and all I did was just put the Insta360. No, I don't even remember if it's a
Hmm.
Theta. I think it was with a Theta. I just raised it up and then and took a photo and turned it into this rabbit hole photo. And yeah, so again, you know, with a 360 camera, you can make something beautiful like that ceiling, make it even more beautiful.
Right. Oh yeah. That now I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been there.
Yeah.
Um, okay. I like this is the one I like to do.
Yeah. So with 360, you know, you can play around with your composition. You can be playful with it.
Hmm.
Here we were at the amusement park, and you know, I just brought the Theta a little close to my daughter, and it, you know, exaggerated that bee that she was riding on,
Yep.
and so you know it looks cute.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you could this reminds me of a shot you could try to get. I mean, you won't get it as good as this with all the tiny planet, but like with a fisheye, when you get up
Yes,
close, you know,
yes,
to
that's right.
exaggerate it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's right.
this is that last one. This one's really neat.
Yeah, this was basically there was I saw a handkerchief
Hmm.
hanging, and I just took a photo with it with the 360, and you know it's or something that if I just took a photo of it with a regular camera, it would just been a square handkerchief. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
there to see. I mean, it's just who cares, right? But
Right.
if by using a 360 and turning it into a rabbit hole, then you get this flower-like pattern within the flower, a flower within a flower. So
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that is really oh man, I like those. Those are great. So we've got
Yeah.
some questions and
Sure.
from
Uh-huh.
actually from the Theta 360 developers.
Hey
So
guys. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know they say a lot of your shots are artsy or you know athletic vacation which are all great shots. So what do you
Hmm.
see the 360 being used for? And this is actually one of my questions too. Maybe for more serious activities, construction, real estate. You know, I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about that.
Yeah, well, right now there's a super hot trend of using 360 for virtual tours,
Right.
and I mean virtual tours have been with us for a long time now, but I guess in the past year or so it
Hmm.
picked up dramatically, and in fact at Google I/O 2018 they just announced today Google's own virtual tour tool creation tool.
Right.
So I mean, they're seeing this trend about with people wanting to create virtual tours. Not because virtual tours traditionally they were, you know, kind of complicated to create, but now it's becoming much easier so that anyone can do
Mhm.
them. Really, yeah. All you need is a 360 camera, and
Yeah,
boom.
and you know, and I know a couple guys here in Detroit that do a lot of real estate photography, and I've been trying to
Mhm.
show them because you know, even in the business that I'm in, it's car business. So everybody's in a car business in Detroit, by the way, Mick. So,
Mhm.
um, but you know, taking pictures inside vehicles, there's huge contraptions that dealership
Yeah,
organizations will sell you. You don't need that at all. I mean, you
yeah,
could
no,
stick
no,
a
you don't.
camera in there and you know, and
Uh-huh.
I saw I can't remember where I saw it on one of the communities where they just put the shower curtains over the windows as a light
Sure.
diffuser, hit it with the
Yes.
light from the outside, and it's a beautifully lit inside car. And it's
Yeah. Yeah.
fantastic to show it that way. So there's certainly some applications, and the better these cameras get, I agree with you. You know, as the firmware, they love updating the firmware.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I love Olympus so much is the Olympus does a lot of the same thing. They'll make a camera almost brand new where you don't have to go out
Yeah.
and buy a camera. you
Yeah,
know,
that's
with the
true. Yeah, they've
firmware.
upgraded their firmware so many
Exactly.
times, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping that in the future Olympus will get into
Oh,
the
hey,
360 business. Yeah.
I've been saying it already. I would love to see that. I'll
Yeah,
press them from this side.
yeah.
So tell me what's next for you? Not if you don't want to reveal something, but what's
Uh-huh.
next for you that you have coming out?
Well, I have some videos coming up where I'm going to be talking about some new techniques for the
Hmm.
Insta360 One, but mainly as an overall theme.
Hmm.
What I'm trying to do at 360 Rumors is to share the news about 360 to people who are not yet into 360,
Right.
and trying to show them that, hey, this is something that it's not just for 360 photos or videos. This is whatever you're doing, whether it's like action videos or
Hmm.
what other activity you might be doing. The 360 photo can be a great tool for you, and if you just look at it as another lens, for
Hmm.
example, and use it for, let's say, B-rolls.
Yep.
It's a very powerful tool, and so I'm
Right.
trying to get that message out.
I want to give you definite props on that for the site, because I think
Thanks.
a lot of people sometimes see, oh, it's a rumor site, so they're only talking about what they can find from the inside of a company. It's not like that at
uh,
all. I mean, it's so
yeah.
full of information. Your reviews are extremely extensive. I mean,
Thank you.
to the point of
Yeah.
wow, like where did you get time to do that? You know. So it
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
you've got to get on there. And I really encourage anybody, if you don't have something and you want to know about 360, it's not all about, hey, what inside, could I get inside the company of Insta360 and find out some big rumor? It's more about education. Really, your site
Yeah.
is education and all the things that
Yeah.
you've shown. And you're not
Uh-huh.
slanted one way or the other. You're showing every camera, and that's why you have 30 of them.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
that's one of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
big things.
I just try to be like brutally honest. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
What would you
And
say, as one last, I guess, thing for our viewers, if they want to try 360,
yes.
why do they want to try it, and should look at it, just, one or two quick or easy reasons?
There's several reasons I
Hmm.
could give, but if I were to give one, just
Hmm.
one, the most important reason for me personally is that it will let you focus on the important things in life. Like if
Hmm.
you have a 360 camera and it's stabilized, you can have it on a selfie stick, or even you're just holding it right with your hand,
Hmm.
and you don't have to worry about aiming it, or like whether you've got the subject included in the shot. You will definitely get the subject in the
Yeah.
shot, and you
Yeah.
can just focus on your child's birthday,
Hmm.
or you're having dinner with your friends. You can focus on the dinner with your friends instead of
Yeah.
like stepping away from
Hmm.
the dining table and being the photographer. It can
Right.
do that. That for me is the biggest gift that 360 can give to
That's
the
a
world.
that's a great way of saying it, because I'm in more pictures now than I've ever been with 360. I can tell you that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. That's
you
totally,
know,
totally. I totally
um,
relate, man.
yeah.
Totally relate.
So all right, well, I appreciate you getting on and fighting through our difficulties, but you know what? Hey, it's Google Plus and YouTube. What can you say? You know, uh,
Thanks, Mike.
but
Yeah,
and so stay after we shut down. Stay on though, so we can go for the pre-show real quick. Um,
sure.
but I just
All
want to
right.
thank everybody that tuned in tonight, especially our Patreon members. We've got a lot of great Patreon members. Jamie and I will be back on the next show. Next week, we're in Atlanta. Jamie and I are doing a workshop in Atlanta for 3 days. We've got 10 great photographers coming in, and I'm certain a couple of them I know have 360 cameras, one of them being me. And we'll definitely be working that. And then Jamie and I'm hoping the next show we'll have some big news on some new things, because we're coming up to our 4-year anniversary of doing the show. So, in our
Wow.
100th show. So we're we're going to be putting together actually some free workshops coming up, and it should be a lot of fun.
Nice.
So I appreciate again,
Nice.
Mitch. It's
Congratulations.
been fantastic having you on, and
Thank you so much, Mike.
and thanks everybody. We'll talk to everyone soon. See ya.
Yeah.